Hello and welcome to the first episode of Everybody Drums. The whole idea is that anybody can drum, and you already may be drumming without even knowing it. So even if you've never thought you were a drummer, now's a great time to get into it, because believe me, you can, and we're going to. So if you haven't had a chance to do so yet, grab yourself a pair of chopsticks or pencils or straws or maybe plastic forks or something like that. Just something light that could work as drumsticks, and a couple of household items, 2 or 3 different items. You can do more than that if you'd like. I have brought with me today a travel thermos sort of thing, which actually if I put it down, it's got kind of a cool cool sound to it. And we've got a bowl over here, and the special gem of this drum set here that I've made up is my KitchenAid mixing bowl. So it has a lot of cool sounds. I can get that dry sound there. I can also hit the edge at the top, and even a much more ringy sound up on the top. So whatever you want to use is fine. It doesn't have to be ringy stuff. It could be you know, chair seats. It could be boxes. It could be pieces of wood. It doesn't really matter. It could just be the floor. So everybody can drum. That's what this is all about. And if you are finding yourself quarantined right now during all the coronavirus concerns and health precautions, then this is a fantastic time to take up drumming. And maybe you're going to see this at some point where that's not really the issue anymore. We're past that. Or maybe it's not an issue where you are. Well, that doesn't matter. We can sit down and drum together. So I want to introduce you to a few things. If you've never played drums before, well, you notice I have an electric drum set over here, but that's actually not the point of all this. I do some other streams as well, teaching some other lessons, and that's what that's for. But my point is you don't have to have drums to begin drumming, and you don't have to have any experience to begin drumming. So that's what we're going to start with. Let's start with our hands. So I'm going to be mirror image from you. This will be my right hand, this will be my left hand. And let me just show you 2 basic patterns that are the foundation, the beginning of all kinds of drumming, all kinds of patterns all over the world. These 2 patterns have kind of a fancy name. They're called strokes instead of hits. Single strokes and double strokes. Single strokes look like this. They're just back and forth. Right, left, or it could be left, right, left, right. It could also be with your feet. Right, left, or the other way. Left, right, left, right. You could even do singles back and forth between one limb and a different limb, like my right hand and my right foot. Right, right foot, hand, foot, hand, foot. All those would be possible. So then there's double strokes. Double strokes are 2 in a row. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. You just go really steady with it. Those 2 patterns, singles and doubles, are the ones that kind of you build everything out from. They're kind of like seeds from which spring big trees, the trees of drumming vocabulary, drumming things we can do. So enough of me talking about that. I want to, let's grab some sticks here and let's start playing them around our little makeshift drum set. If you don't have a makeshift drum set with you, then you can just play it on your legs. But let's try this. I'm going to pick 2 things. I'm going to pick this bowl and this the mixing bowl here on the edge. And I'm going to play single strokes back and forth. So this is just kind of a warm-up. It's not going to sound terribly interesting, but let's try it together. I'm going to click off like this. I'm going to click 4 times, and then we're going to start at that speed. You ready? 1, 2, ready, here we go. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Easy, right? Let's try it left-handed. 1, 2, left hand go. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Easy. Now let's try double strokes. So those, remember, are 2 on each side. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Pretty easy. Now, let's take that last, let's go back to the single strokes actually, and let's make this a little bit more interesting. I have 3 items here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little fancier. So I'm going to take my right hand and go back and forth between this bottle here and this bowl, and leave my left hand in the same place on this KitchenAid bowl. So I'm going to go like this. Each time I do my right hand, I'm going to get ready and shift to the next thing. And so I'm going to take turns. If you've ever ridden in a car or driven in a car, it's got windshield wipers, and if you've ever been in a car, you have, then it's that kind of idea. It's just like a windshield wiper going back and forth between those. So here we go. It's going to look like this. Right, left, left, and then we just start over again. Here we go. 1, 2, try it with me. Here we go. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And if you haven't grabbed some stuff to play on, you could either go do that right now or come back later and play along with this video, or you could just go on your legs. Put your left hand out toward your knee maybe, and then your right hand could play either up your thigh a bit and then down to your knee. Switch back and forth, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Or maybe you could play the outside of your leg, right, left, right, and then on top of your leg, right, left, left. Or you could drum on the wall or a chair or whatever. It doesn't really matter. So let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Right, left, 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 right. There it is. Kind of cool. Now, let me show you what that looks like a little bit faster. Right? Let's actually try it together a little faster. Right, left, slightly faster. 2, ready, here we go. Right, left, 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 right, left. Let's go a little faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Right, left, 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 right. Let's try it one more time a little faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Right, left, 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 right. And so on. It can go pretty quick. And on and on and on it goes. Now, in case you try to do it really fast, if you feel really tense at any point, if you feel like you're jerking around or, oh shoot, where do I need to go? Don't do that. In fact, make a mental note to stop when you do that. Slow it down and get to where it feels really easy to do. Everybody can drum, and everybody can actually get some pretty fancy drumming stuff down, but you have to realize that all the fancy drumming stuff is simply, if you slow it down far enough, it's actually really easy patterns, and it's almost always some mixture of single strokes and double strokes, which you've already learned today. So if you want to get good at this stuff, even if it's just for fun, even if it's just messing around, playing on your legs or on household items, you don't have to want to be a drummer, but if you want to get comfortable with this stuff, the quickest way to it is go slowly. Not so slowly that you get bored and irritated, but slow enough that it feels easy to repeat it again and again. It's what I call practicing perfection. Practice something right the first time so it feels really comfortable to do a whole bunch of times. Then you can go a hair faster and do it a few more times, totally comfortable, totally relaxed. And this way, what happens, if that becomes your way of working on something, this by the way is true of pretty much any skill, if you work your way through it like that so it always feels easy to do, always feels easy to repeat, it's going to very quickly become something that's just part of your brain, part of you. It becomes really easy, really natural, and it becomes your default, where you start from. You're going to naturally feel relaxed all the time. And that is how we work our way toward being really good at stuff without wasting a whole bunch of time trying to go too fast too soon. So enough about that. Let's look now at the double strokes. Well, what can we do with those guys? Can we do anything interesting? Yes, of course we can. We can move those around in different ways. Well, first off, let's just review. Double strokes are just 2 on each side. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Or again, it could be between one hand and one foot. hand, hand, foot, foot, hand, hand, foot, foot. You could even do both hands and both feet at the same time. Both hands, both feet, hands, hands, feet, feet, and so on. All kinds of ways to do it. If you want an extra little challenge, try this one. Try doing double strokes back and forth between your hands and your feet using all four of them. So one way would be to go right, right, left, left, then feet, right, right, left, left, right hand, left hand, right foot, left foot, left foot. And come up with your own patterns that are variations on that. In other words, little changes, slightly different. Well, let's look at what this looks like if we were to do the same switching back and forth windshield wiper thing with the double strokes on this little drum set that we made. I'm going to make it a little bit different this time. So first off, let's start with going 2 here, and then 2 here again. So right hand keeps moving, but the left hand stays still with doubles. Here we go. 1, 2, double strokes, go. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Pretty easy, right? Well, now let's make it a little more interesting. First off, just take your left hand and let's leave our right hand on this one for right now. We're going to do the same kind of motion, but backward. So we'll start with the left hand, leave the right hand here, and the left hand's going to switch back and forth between these two bowls. Here we go. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. And if you're just joining us here in this live stream, this is the first test stream of Everybody Drums, a stream that's dedicated to showing that anybody can drum and getting you drumming right off the bat with whatever you've got, whether it's your legs or something around your house that you can hit. I've got chopsticks, a mixing bowl, a normal bowl, and a little travel drink container. And so all kinds of cool stuff we can do. So let's go back to this double stroke pattern. So 2 hits on each side. And what we're going to do is we're now going to shift both hands together. So they're going to go back and forth, but each time after their first thing that they've hit on, they're going to switch to this bowl in the center. So I'm now kind of going in a little bit of a kind of a letter V or an arrow, if you like. So I'm going to start with my right hand again. And it's going to be right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And by the way, if you're confused about rights and lefts here, I was doing this as mirror image. I guess from this angle, maybe it would make more sense to think of this now as my right hand, which it really is. So let's try with the right hand, my normal right hand. And let's do doubles to here. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left to the center, left, left, right, right, 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 left. And by the way, if that shift in speed was a little too much for you, don't feel like you have to match that. Like I said earlier, you want to always try to feel that it's really smooth, really relaxed, playing something over and over. So what I would normally do is I would just go a little bit faster than I was. We started, I think, here, about that fast. So once I'd done that a few times and felt pretty comfortable with it, became pretty familiar, then I'd probably go maybe slightly faster. Usually when I'm working with drum students, we'll work with a metronome, which is basically just like an adjustable clock device, ticking at a certain speed, a certain number of times per minute. And you can go up in small increments of 5 or 10 beats per minute. And so it feels always very gradual, and you can work your way up. That's always the smartest way to practice. Always make it so it feels easy to do over and over, then go just enough faster that your brain doesn't flip out about it, and you still feel pretty comfortable and can do it a few times, get familiar, then just keep working your way up. And before you know it, you're flying with this. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we have any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks again so much for joining me for this first test stream of Everybody Drums. a stream devoted to helping anybody learn how to play the drums, because anybody can. You can do it, even if you've never touched drumsticks or ever even thought about playing the drums before. You don't have to have fancy equipment or practice electronic kit or cool drum sets or any of that sort of stuff. You just need something to play on, whether it's your hands on your legs, feet on the floor, clapping your hands, making